We make about 35,000 decisions a day. For the sake of not being totally burnt out, our brain invents shortcuts, rule of thumb, that makes the decision-making process quicker. Usually, it works to our benefit, but sometimes it makes us think irrationally. Kahneman and Tversky, that you might remember from this video right here, discovered 3 different shortcuts: representativeness, availability, and adjustment and anchoring. In this video, you will find out what the anchoring bias is, how it influences your decision-making process, and how to avoid making irrational decisions due to it. Plus, stay tuned to find out how you can leverage it to your advantage. The anchoring bias happens when we overly rely on the first piece of information we receive when making decisions. New information is often compared to the anchor rather than being evaluated on its own, skewing our judgment. In one of the experiments described in the study, participants were given 5 seconds to solve 8 times 7 times 6 all the way down to 1. Pause here for a second, or 5, and try to estimate the answer yourself. One group was presented with this equation, with the numbers in ascending order. The other group was presented with the same numbers in descending order. The commutative property of multiplication states that it doesn't matter. Nonetheless, group 1 estimated 512, where the other group estimated 2,250. The correct answer is 40,320. Were you close? Please share your guess in the comments below. The information with which we lead our questions can skew our perception and lead us to make irrational choices. The group whose equation started with 8 guessed a noticeably higher number. The higher number at the beginning of the equation caused them to make much higher estimates than the other group. The anchoring bias can impact our decisions in the supermarket, at the movies, in a job interview, or when we picking the right healthcare plan. Imagine going to a department store and an amazing jacket catches your eye. It's a perfect fit, but the price tag says $300 and it's way out of your budget. What if it had been originally priced at $1,000 and was on sale for $300? Now, the sales price of $300 seems much more reasonable since it's compared to the original leading price of $1,000, making you more likely to buy it.
Both logic and math are taking a serious hit today.
Another example is when a check at a restaurant suggests tipping amounts, such as 25%. The recommended amounts can anchor your perception of what constitutes an appropriate tip, making you paying at least the minimum listed. This bias influences our decisions not only when it comes to numbers, but also when forming opinions based on given information. Which means that the first piece of information you see on a topic that you don't know much about on social media can influence your opinions about it moving forward, even if the original piece of information you were given was unsupported. So, what can you do to avoid making irrational decisions due to the anchoring bias? The first step, as usual, is awareness. Now that you know what the anchoring bias is, you would be able to recognize different anchors that might skew your perception. Also, aim to find several reference points that will challenge the anchor and avoid comparing later suggestions to it. The anchoring bias is not always your enemy. To unlock its power and leverage it to your own good, you simply need to aim higher. For example, if you want to increase your daily water intake, you should drink from a 2-liter water bottle instead of a half-liter one. The bottle size will anchor your perception of what is the desired daily water intake, leading to better results. The same goes to workout schedules, learning hours, and more. Continue our pursuit of becoming a more rational thinker by learning about the sunk cost fallacy right here.